Arsenal have flipped the script. Something very different is happening. After what we've just seen, I'm even more convinced of this. Now, this isn't me being hyperbolic and coming to you with a crazy scenario that I never see happening. There are areas of this team and there's things that I'm seeing that are making me so excited for the rest of the season. So excited, in fact, even just for the next game. Because also, I'm seeing things in this international break that I'm pinpointed and I'm thinking, if this continues, because there were certain things we needed to change going into this season. That was obvious. There was areas of this pitch last season where we was getting caught up, that we wasn't able to quite execute. But what I'm seeing so far is leading me to think there has been a massive change at Arsenal. I want to get your thoughts on it. Before I do though, you know the drill. My name is Jed, and if you could help me out very quickly, just hit like and subscribe on this video. So the international break has now finished. We finally get to see these players playing Premier League football again. Our beloved Arsenal is back. So I'm going to start with one quick question. What Arsenal player impressed you the most on international duty? Let me know in the comment section. And the reason I'm asking is because there was so many of these players going into these internationals. I was kind of panicking about thinking, please don't get injured. Please don't lose the momentum that we've been trying to build for the past 2 seasons. And for these new players, please don't lose that little bit of spark, that little bit of desire, that hunger that you seem to have come into Arsenal with. And I can tell you, I am not disappointed. Like I said, I've asked your guys who impressed you the most. For me, it's Madueke, but I want to speak about the captain first. Because Martin Ødegaard has come in for so much criticism lately. And again, I'm always fair on this channel. I like the praise to be as loud as the criticism is. He was phenomenal in Norway's most recent game. They absolutely spanked Moldova. And again, people can say it's only Moldova, but the passages of play, I don't care what player it is, when Martin Ødegaard was on that football pitch, or I don't care what team it was against, when Martin Ødegaard received the ball, the thing that Arsenal fans have been crying out for, please mate, just play it forward. Please try and make that final moment, that decisive action that can really make a difference, that can really cut through an opposing team's defence. And did we see that? Oh my goodness, did we see that? We saw it in spades. The dinked balls, the through balls, the quick feet, which is something we can't accuse Martin Ødegaard of not having, but just the confidence he seems to be playing with. I think he's been very unlucky in these early games because I do see an improvement in terms of trying to complete that final action. We can, last season, maybe at points of the season before, accuse Martin Ødegaard of just recycling the ball too much. Why are you not taking initiative? I love Martin Ødegaard, but that is something, if there was something that I could point towards Martin Ødegaard and say, I think you need to improve this area, it would just be that. Try take initiative. Have the shot. Play the risky through ball. Don't always try and recycle the ball and play it around this horseshoe that frustrates so many Arsenal fans. I've seen it this season. More willing to take shots. More willing to take risks in that final third. And if Martin Ødegaard continues in the way he's playing now, I think he's going to be absolutely fine. Now, people still might say they want to see Eze in that position. For me, I want to see Eze on the wing. I think Martin Ødegaard should start against Nottingham Forest. But before we speak about the game against Nottingham Forest, and again, there's some things I want to touch on in that game that I'm looking at and thinking we can really expose and have a field day against Nottingham Forest. I want to speak about Madueke, because this guy at this current moment can be anything he wants. I don't need to keep going over the outrage when Arsenal signed Madueke. It wasn't popular. That's all I would say. Not every Arsenal fan was jumping with joy or over the moon at the addition of Noni Madueke into this Arsenal team. If he continues on this current trajectory, I'm looking at Bukayo Saka and saying, how are you going to keep this guy out of the team? Again, this isn't me saying Noni Madueke is better than Bukayo Saka. I'm just pinpointing or looking at things that Madueke does. And it's impressing me. I'm thinking, I didn't know this guy had this in his locker. Now, people will always say, well, when Saka comes back, you can just move him to the left. But that's depending on what Eze does. And what's so good is we're now having this strength in depth in which we've talked about is so important in a Premier League winning team. Madueke comes in, looks phenomenal. His attributes, like his dribbling, we've seen it for Chelsea. We know he's a very good carrier of the ball. The stats would suggest that. Even the eye test would suggest that. He gets the ball and he wants to run. He's so effective. He is so effective. And what I liked about his goal, for England, his first England goal. If you haven't seen it, please go and watch it, because the thing that was even more impressive to me was, like, we know he's got the pace. He's got pace to go past players, but when he gets in front of that guy, the strength he showed, the intelligence he showed to use his body well, I didn't know he had that in his locker. I thought at times maybe Noni Madueke was a bit clumsy. He was sometimes not even thinking about what he's going to do, and that made him unpredictable, so he was able to glide past players. This guy has a footballing brain. Now, again, I'm not building him up to be Lionel Messi. I'm just saying he has attributes, or there's parts of his game that I'm looking at and I'm thinking, this is so good. This guy does have the ability to be that dynamo in which we've been crying out for so many seasons. When Eze came in, we were saying, now we have another dynamo. We have Saka, he's a dynamo. Noni Madueke 100% could also be a dynamo. And if you look at that attack that we can play against Nottingham Forest, you've got big Viktor Gyökeres down the middle, Eze on one side, Madueke on the other side. Ooh! If those guys are fit and firing, Nottingham Forest could be banging trouble, because like we've seen, they're going to have a new manager. Ange Postecoglou is going to be coming in. And if Arsenal execute the game plan, which I think they can, what is Nottingham Forest going to do? Their players aren't up for it right now. They are so disappointed that they lost their manager. They don't want a new manager. This Nuno Espirito Santos, these players love that guy. So they're bringing in a new manager. Are these players going to be up for the fight? Like I said, I've got the full match breakdown coming up probably tomorrow or Friday. But I am telling you, if Ange comes to the Emirates and wants to play a high line with Nottingham Forest, then that plays into our hands tenfold. Now, Nottingham Forest are a good side. They've actually got a very good midfield and attack. The only part of the team I look at where there's maybe slight vulnerabilities is that defence. But they're actually still a good defensive side as well. Like, they're actually a very, very good team. They're not where they are last season out of luck. Like, they are a well-coached side. They've got some good players. They've got some attacking flair there. They've got some strength. Like, they are a good side. But if they come to the Emirates and play that high line that so many people love that Ange plays, because it's easy. You just go over the top and play it in behind. And Viktor Gyökeres is perfect for that. Like I said, I'm going to have the full match breakdown coming on Friday. But I just wanted to speak about some of these Arsenal players' performances. Calafiori, he's rested. That's another bonus. A few of these players have been rested. Gabriel Magalhaes, Gabriel Martinelli. Now, I don't think Martinelli's going to feature against Nottingham Forest, but you never want your players to play both lots of 90 minutes in the international break, when now, if you look at our fixture, it is absolutely jam-packed. We've not got much rest now. You've got Saturday or Sunday, and then you've got midweek. Then you've got Saturday, Sunday, midweek. This calendar now is looking busy, and this is where the benefit of having a big squad will show 100%. I'm hoping Mikel Arteta, when we go 2-0 up, 3-0 up in a game, he's sensible. He knows what to do. He knows to bring a player off after 60 or 70 minutes. If he's a key first-team player for the next game, give him some rest. If that means bringing off Gyokeres when he's only scored one goal, or maybe if he hasn't even scored, put Mikel Merino on. A guy that so many people don't like playing as centre-forward, but it's essential. If you're winning the game and you no longer need Gyokeres on the pitch, and I'm only pinpointing Gyokeres because people know how much I really want this guy to do well at Arsenal. He's one of my favourites at the minute because I'm really hoping he does well. So if you need to bring him off to help the team, that's absolutely fine. I'm hoping Mikel Arteta does this. But let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. What did them internationals tell you about how Arsenal might start to operate? I'm seeing patterns of play from these players that shows me they're willing to take more risks. Madueke willing to take risks. Mikel Merino willing to take risks. We saw it with Spain. I haven't even spoke about him in this video. Scoring a hat-trick. So many players just willing to take that action and make things happen. I'm so excited. I can't wait for Premier League football to be back. But let me know your thoughts on everything you've heard in this video. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, if you could do me a quick favour, just hit like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.